Ari, Jalen Milroe wrote his name in Iron Bowl lore on 4th and goal from the 31 last year.
Still can't believe that happened.
It happened. This is going to be an interesting Iron Bowl as well, because the first non-Nick Saban Iron Bowl in a long time. Alabama is coming off a 3-touchdown loss to Oklahoma. Auburn is coming off a win against Texas A&M in 4 overtimes. Jalen Milroe is going to be the key to this game. He's coming off a horrific performance in Norman. Horrific. He was 11 of 26 for 164 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Ari, if he plays like that, I know Auburn hasn't won an Iron Bowl in Tuscaloosa since Cam Newton was the quarterback. Auburn's winning the first one if that happens.
Yeah, it's like such an important spot, because it's like, forget the playoff thing for this situation, or for a second. This situation is interesting because Kalen DeBoer does not get a passing grade on Alabama's season so far, right? Like, can we agree on that? Yes. Now you have the rivalry aspect to it, and we know the Iron Bowl is sacred to these fans, and Jalen Milroe is a very important piece to whether or not this Alabama team can get Kalen DeBoer a win here that can help him avoid disaster in his first year. And the thing that's interesting to me about Jalen Milroe is that there have been times where he's been purely electric, and there have been times like last Saturday where it's not very good. And someone sent me a text during the game last week of, what do we know for sure that Jalen Milroe can do good every game? And I think that the answer to that question is probably explosive runs.
Yes.
But it's just, he just, as somebody who I even put on my Heisman ballot a year ago for his transformation in a season, I don't think he has taken the next step forward as a quarterback this year that we were anticipating he would take.
And let's point out his rushing stats against Oklahoma: 15 carries, 7 yards. Now, obviously, sacks get backed out. So let's look at his Prize Picks numbers this week. Prize Picks, best daily fantasy game in America. Use the code STAPLES when you download the app. Sign up, play $5, get $50 instantly. So 48.5 rushing yards for Jalen Milroe. Let me give you his rushing totals for his last 7 games. 10 yards against Vanderbilt, 36 against South Carolina, 11 against Tennessee, 50 against Missouri, 185 against LSU, 43 against Mercer, and 7 against Oklahoma. Ari, I'm trending toward less than here, because Auburn's defense is not bad.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm trending towards less than in both categories, because, even though Alabama comes into this game as a pretty heavy favorite, I do think that there's a universe, a very realistic universe, where they don't win, and maybe it's just reactionary to last week. And then you just have to reprogram your brain to know that a team is not always who they were last week. But Jalen Milroe has an explosive big time performance in him. We saw it many times this year and last year in this game. So this is a pretty tricky spot to pick.
Very tricky.
Who is Jalen Milroe to you, and who is he going to be on Saturday?
One more quick trivia question. Let's throw up his Prize Picks numbers again. His passing number is 225.5. Do you think he'll go less than or more than that? Ari, what was the last game Jalen Milroe threw for more than 225.5?
I don't know the answer to that.
It was Tennessee 5 games ago, 239.
Yeah. And that wasn't a very particularly inspiring offensive performance either. So
no, he had 5.3 per attempt. He threw it 45 times in that game.
And that's so tricky about these squares, Andy, too, is that you can have a pretty marginal game and still cross the number at the right situation. So that, it's
that situation will depend on Auburn's offense more than anything else.
How many possessions does Alabama going to get?
Alabama to throw?
Yeah. I'm trending towards less than, though, in both of these. I don't know about you.
I am too, based on what we've seen. So naturally, he's going to throw for 300 and run for 150, because that's just how these things work, Ari.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
Who knows?